$3,300 for that line item. Gaming licenses, this is our fees associated with the machines. That has gone up, and there's a reason for that. If you remember, the state of Illinois passed gaming legislation that allowed for a sixth machine. 504, I think.
That's six. And then we added Cancun, now they have 5 machines, the brand new restaurant.
Yeah. So revenues through on gaming,
That's exactly. 20,500 is the,
what's that?
20,500 for licenses
Okay,
is the number.
all right, so 20,000, yeah, all right, yep. So $20,500 is what we will actually bring in for the gaming licenses based on the establishments that have done now. All right, now the gaming tax. This is where things get a little hairy. We appropriated $46,925 last year through March. 11 months of last year, we were at $45,540.41. Everybody understands how the village gets its portion of the gaming tax. So, real fast, you got a tax. 70%, actually, I'm going to change this a little bit. 70%, 35% to the terminal operator who owns the actual terminal, J&J Ventures, whoever it may be. 35% to the establishment, which is 504, AAH, whoever. The remaining 30%, 25% of that goes to the state of Illinois, and only 5% comes to the municipality. So based on gaming play and revenues that go into all these machines in the village of Sherman, we get 5% of that revenue, and that equates to those numbers that you see right there. So we appropriated $46,925 last year. Through March, 11 months, we were at $45,540.41.
Which will be a final number too, I assume.
Yeah.
Because the gaming wasn't.
Yeah, and it's shut down about right there, remember? So that's gonna be your final number. Mr. Stratton has put together and proposed about 35,000, drop to 24% in gaming.
3 months lost.
3-month loss.
Let's assume we don't close down again.
Yeah, so that 3-month loss was actually in this fiscal year, essentially. So at $35,663, that gets you factoring in those months of lost revenue. Plus, honestly, I don't think the play right now is what it used to be. The bars aren't as frequented by as many people right now. So obviously, if you don't have as many patrons, you don't have as many people playing, you don't have as much revenue, just goes without saying. So I think we can safely probably estimate around $35,000, $36,000 if you're comfortable with that. Is everybody comfortable with that?
What number? The same number, or do you want to go to 36,000?
I mean, I was just rounding it off, 36,000 to make it easy. It's only $37, right? So 36,000, everybody, yes?
Yeah.
Franchise tax, we had budgeted 44,500, brought in 45,045. I mean, this is what it is, 45,000. Everybody okay?
Yep.
One thing we might want to consider in the future on franchise
Yes.
is going all the way to the maximum of what we can charge for that. I think it's 5%. Perfect.
I don't want to shoot from the hip. I did get some stuff from the Illinois Municipal League regarding potential revenue sources that like other cities, towns, villages do that, you know, we could consider and talk about in the future. Like I said, I'm not, for me personally, I'm not like all about seeing how many things we can, you know, put a fee on or whatever. I also know that we're very small townish. We're not keeping up with like today's society and some of the just general common things that you have to do in order to have more public works people. Because nobody cares, you know, or wants the long explanation about, well, we don't have, this is our small budget, and we don't have this, in order to mow that, or cut that down, or pick up that, or whatever it is. Individuals feel like they pay all these taxes, and while people do pay all these taxes, it's too hard to explain to them, like, but we're not getting much from you. We don't get anything from you, essentially. They just want gratification. I pay my taxes. You're the village. I want a cop showing up. I want Public Works plowing my road. I don't care what hour it is. I want that plow working. I don't care if it broke. I pay taxes. I pay taxes. You can tell them to your green and blue in the face that, you know, well, that plow broke and, you know, we're down for this many hours. No, I pay taxes. I want this service. I want this done. Boom, boom, boom. So, when I say like we're behind the times and we're not thinking about like what it actually is to actually run a multi-million-dollar operation, we gotta start thinking about, you know, how we continue to maintain, because everything's aging, right? I mean, our equipment's aging, we need a building here, this place is, you know, shot.
We're aging.
Yeah, we're aging, everything's aging. So,
A little bit.
there's certain things that we need to, you know, consider as
What
we
do we
continue to
do
move
to
forward.
raise the franchise tax? Is that legislation?
That's ordinance,
Ordinance?
an ordinance, yeah.
And I think that they have to expire too, I don't think you can just open them
Oh,
up. So once they expire,
Oh, okay, so
Then you can
that's something we
reopen
consider seriously.
But, so for now, we'll do the 45 that we always have on there. Replacement tax, this is what it is, every year, $360, it's $360. Brought in 336 through 11 months, it is what it is. So that's replacement tax, $360 dollars. Road and bridge tax, same thing. I don't know why this one actually fell off so much. The county distributes this to us, right?
And the township.
Or the township. So 43,500.
It's when this was reported in March.
Yeah, so it should
It's been
be,
collected.
okay, it has,
It's not reported until April.
okay. So they distribute it, so it's 43,500.
I remember I deposited the check.
And that's just an amount that is given to us based on certain criteria. Surplus vehicle sales, last year we put in 3,000. We brought it, we didn't actually sell anything, did we?
No, we never surplused anything.
So the following column for surplus vehicle and equipment, do we think we can get $5,500, that 3,000 plus, what else do we sell?
They have about about four different pieces of equipment, major pieces of equipment that we might be able to actually get closer to 5,000
Okay.
if we decide to surplus them.
And that would be what?
A 1985 Ford backhoe, does that make sense, Bruce?
Mm-hmm.
The inloader with attachments, Chevy Tahoe, which is the old one.
You guys don't need that backhoe anymore? It's,
No.
right?
That old ambulance that's sitting there, that old Chevy Tahoe used, which the EMA director was using, and then the ambulance is back there. So I estimated roughly, based on word of mouth, some people have actually come and said, hey, if you're surplus, this is what we'll give you for it. So I came up with a number of roughly $5,700.
Mike, I actually apologize because you raised your hand a while back and I kept rolling on. I'm sorry.
Back here anyway.
What were you gonna say? Or is it, do you still want to?
Yeah, I think it's an idea that we've had before, and that was, it's during the discussion in regards to raising fees or having fees for some of the things that we're incurring. One of the things that you could also think of is a little bit of an insurance policy in regards to having a small fee to contractors, roofers, siding companies, contractors as a whole. When you have a tornado go through a town, everybody under the sun tries to come in and basically take advantage of the public in order to ensure that they are being served by somebody that has insurance bonded, reputable. It's a good idea to have those companies sign up ahead of time and be on a list. So, and we wouldn't have time during a disaster to develop that list. Now's the time to have that ready, and if you ever need it, then it's available and another revenue source.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
A lot of small villages are getting into requiring contractors who want to come to work in the village to pay a fee and license with that village, or the municipality. Again, to assure that they're properly insured, bonded, and they're reputable.
Okay, so let's put in $5,500 for the surplus of vehicles. I think we can exceed that. Even though that stuff's pretty junky. Huh? Miscellaneous, $6,000 last year. Through March, we brought in about almost $9,000.
What exactly is,
You wanna explain that
well, it
one?
says rebate checks,
Yeah, rebate.
minor ones, okay.
That one and contributions, donations kind of been mixed back and forth. I do have a list. It's just it's really minor stuff. It's, Pips will give us a check back, or Leeds will give us a check back or something.
Okay.
Lexipol will give us something back.
Yeah.
I pulled it right.
Does Jeremy include our donations in that? So
No,
that he can show it as a revenue line item? I think he does, right?
the contributions, donations will come under that one.
Oh, okay, yeah, there you, yeah, okay. All right,
I'm not a big fan of what they call miscellaneous, but I understand that certain
it doesn't have a
companies can't
specific
code them.
classification,
Yeah,
like
I
coded
know
for.
that is-
I hate this.
I do too.
So we got almost $9,500. I'm sorry, we got almost $9,000. You wanna drop that to 1,000?
Yeah. Because I think some of that miscellaneous, some of the sponsorship money that came in for fireworks, came in through miscellaneous when it should have went to contributions. It's miscoding here. That's an internal thing. Not miscoded, it's just, it was coded miscellaneous rather than contributions, donations. I don't have my detail sheet here. If I did, I could pull that and show you exactly what that entails.
So the next one is contribution.
Well,
So would you up that to? I guess I'm
Well-
confused.
you would be upping that one. So let's stick with closer to what the actuals were. Let's do $9,000 on that one.
On miscellaneous,
Yes.
it's gonna combine a lot of things that are now in contributions.
Well, you're gonna add it to, you gotta shift it down.
Yeah.
We gotta account for those revenues.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
I mean,
gonna
it's
fall.
not already counted in contribution.
right.
No, it won't be double counted.
No, it would, you'd either put it in one line item source or
Right.
both.
Right,
I see.
Can't we just increase the contribution?
Yeah.
Right.
You
Yeah.
could, but I don't want also,
yeah.
I mean, that's a question we can ask Jeremy. Why don't we all just go under the assumption that we're gonna basically have 9,000 for miscellaneous and 10,000 for contributions and donations? And let's just let Jeremy essentially tell us how he thinks it's gonna fall out in the next year. Because essentially, we need 10,000, we need to account for like, what, $19,000?
Yeah,